Hey there, this is Michael with the general reading for Pisces Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the month of July 2020. I hope this video finds you well, whether you're watching it for yourself or cross-watching for another individual with Pisces placements. I'm really interested to see what we have in store for you this month because the astrology is quite interesting and maybe a bit of a mixed bag. I do have the astrology blog linked down below for those of you who would really like to take a closer look. I will be referencing the astrology of the month throughout this reading, especially as we're kind of pulling some cards. But if you want a more comprehensive look at things, I highly recommend that you check out that blog post. I do also have my links for personal readings and Reiki sessions in the description box, as well as all of my social media where I post updates, announcements, and occasionally even offer sales or giveaways. So it's a good way to make sure that you're always on my radar and kind of in the know for all of that. And I think I'm just going to start shuffling for you. I'm really excited to see what we have for you this month. Before we get into that though, I do just want to remind you that this is a general reading, meaning not all of the messages that come forward are going to be meant for you specifically. It is up to your own intuition and discernment to figure out what applies to your own life and what should be left behind for somebody else. If this video doesn't resonate very strongly, or you'd just like greater clarity on something, you may want to look at the videos for your Moon, Rising, or Venus sign for the July playlist on my channel. If you don't know what those are for you, I do have the natal chart calculator in the description box down below, which should be able to help you figure all of that out. Let's see, but what do we have for Pisces for the month of July? We're going to start off looking at the first half here, and then we'll go into the second half of the month and maybe even beyond. Ooh, that's way too many. Let's try that again. No, they want me to use it. Okay. Alright, so we have the Five of Pentacles with the Son of Swords coming up together. The Father of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. And we have the Fool with the Mother of Swords coming out together. So some of you may be in a situation right now where things are feeling a little financially tight. I know a lot of people are in that boat, or there's just a lot of uncertainty. Some of you are going to be leaving the situation behind at the start of July with the Son of Swords, or you're really going to be responding and trying to take charge of this situation where things feel a little out of your control. It's really time to kind of redirect your energy. That's going to be a big theme for the month. For July, with all of this energy in Capricorn and in Cancer, I think a lot of people are really going to be trying to figure out what to do from here. I think that's kind of a thing with all that's going on globally with the pandemic and also the protests that are happening. It might be causing some uncertainty for people or needing to recalibrate, kind of adjust their course. I feel like you are doing that though, and you actually have the Ace of Wands and the Father of Pentacles here, which is really exciting to see. With all of this energy in Capricorn, this is actually hitting you in your 11th house, which is your house of networking. It's the house of blessings, and also, you know, your dreams, your aspirations, kind of the legacy you want to leave behind. And there could be someone who you are connecting with in the first part of July who is giving you some sort of opportunity or potentially lighting you up in some way with this Ace of Wands. Could even be a little bit of a romantic thing for some of you, especially with all of that 5th house activation with the Cancer placements we have with the Sun and Mercury there. This could be an Earth sign, so it could be a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. I could also see air with both the Sun and Mother of Swords. That could be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Either way, there's a lot of passion for you. There's a lot of spark. And even though your situation might be a little bit hard right now, Pisces, I feel like you're really getting in touch with your inner fire. What's interesting here is this Fool and this Mother of Swords. I feel like someone might be watching you as this Mother of Swords, and maybe a bit judgmental of you with this Fool energy. I do actually want to say, though, that somebody might be offering you advice. Because I see that you're really trying to make things happen very quickly. There's a lot of gusto there. There's a lot of drive to make things happen and to really create something stable for yourself and maybe even for the people that you care about. But I do see this Fool, and I'm kind of looking at this Mother of Swords, and she's sort of looking at this like, what are you doing? What do you think you're doing here? And you might take that personally. It might feel like an attack. And with Mercury being retrograde, our emotions can really cloud our judgment. So I just want you to be open to that. I see that there's a lot of excitement. I see that there's a lot of move into trying to make things happen. But somebody might actually have some good advice for you. Especially if you're kind of jumping into a relationship, you might have that friend who's like, what are you doing? Like, do you even know this person very well? Or they might see some red flags that you don't. Just being real. That's how we are on this channel, okay? I call it how I see it, but I do see that there's a lot of excitement. Let's pull some animal cards here. And we do have the Bee, which is kind of reminding me of this Mother of Swords we were just talking about. There might be a bit of a stinging remark, but again, I just feel like you're really busy with something. What are you working on? Let me know in the comments down below what it is that you're working on, because it seems like there's a lot of sweetness here. Could be that relationship too, could be someone new, or just really enjoying a connection with somebody. But I think this actually has to do with like something you're doing for yourself. And there could be this energy around you that's a little irritable. And there's a bit of a sting. And you might just want to make sure that that person is taking care of themselves, or that you're kind of being a little sensitive to that situation too. Because with B, it's like you need to savor the sweetness. You need to enjoy yourself a little bit. And this Mother of Swords figure might not be doing that. And I love the Mother of Swords. Mother of Swords is actually one of my favorite cards, the Queen of Swords. But she is kind of the type of person who might have a hard time having fun. And she could even kind of rain on your parade a little bit. Just throwing that out there. And maybe this is kind of a person you're connecting with, and there's just this difference in your pace or way that you go about things. That could be coming up as well. But whatever this situation is, Pisces, I feel like you're trying to make the best of it, or you're trying to create something different for yourself, or cultivate something new. So let's take a look at the second half of July now. Let's see where all of this is going. We have your energy coming up as the Daughter of Cups, or the Page of Cups here. Mother of Swords. Yeah, I really do feel like some of you are going to be doing something creative. And that does make a lot of sense, because Cancer is your 5th house. And then Leo, the season right after that, at the end of July, is also a very creative energy as well, very expressive. And I feel like some of you might be going into like business for yourself, or just doing some sort of hobby that you really love. And it could even become something that sustains you, actually. I do sort of feel that, because Mother of Wands can be a bit of an entrepreneur. We do also have the Hanged Man energy, and this is one of your cards, so this is really interesting. Some of you might feel a little bit stuck. You might feel like you're still having a bit of a hard time moving forward, and you know, depending on where you are in the world, you might be experiencing a lockdown, you might be experiencing things closing down for a bit. So there might be some delays there, but it's only helping you refine your vision. Because when we see the Hanged Man, it's really important that we're looking at things from a different perspective. And that might be what this Mother of Swords is as well. It could even just be kind of the energy of the situation, but I do feel like it's this person who's just being like, they're trying to give you some sort of advice or give you some sort of reflection, and then something might be delayed. And I don't want to say it's like an I told you so energy, but it's almost like, well, do you see what I'm talking about now? Like, it doesn't feel that pointed. And maybe you were taking that a bit personally with Mercury being retrograde in Cancer. We can be a little bit sensitive during that time. Maybe that's not the case, but I feel like either way, this person is genuinely trying to help you on some level. And I feel like by the end of the month, your intuition is pretty strong here with this Hanged Man as well. You're having a pretty good sense of things. And you might be seeing things that you had missed before, or seeing things from new perspectives or new angles. Let's pull another animal card. Because I feel like whatever it is that's exciting you, Pisces, there is a lot of potential here, and I think you want things to happen really quickly, but I kind of feel like it's going to take more time. We do have the hummingbird that's coming out, and again, that is kind of that fast-moving energy, right? And again, this message with savoring the sweetness. It's like kind of slowing down to smell the flowers a little bit. Sometimes if we think that our happiness is only in the future, that we have to achieve certain things or accomplish certain things, we're short-selling our joy in the moment. And really finding that sweetness, finding that nectar, finding that honey in your life. And with the Whale card, it is, again, kind of giving yourself some space to breathe, coming up for air. So even if it feels like you want to go quickly, this Whale card might feel a little heavy. It might not be what you're trying to achieve right now, but the Whale is very deep. It's a very profound spirit, very helpful. It's someone who has weathered a lot of emotional storms and wants to help other people who are kind of lost at sea, so to speak. And that's very Piscean. Maybe you want to help people, and you kind of just need to take care of yourself, or maybe you're just feeling really depleted. And I'm even looking at this Mother of Wands, and she's clutching to her eggs, she's clutching to her wand, she's really holding on to her magic here. And you are very intuitive, because you also do have that Page of Cups with the Hanged Man. Again, something about your intuition really opening up in the second half of July. You might be seeing things, you might be having dreams of things, or you're just having this idea, and I actually think that it could really be something that's fruitful for you. Whether it's a relationship, there might be someone on your radar who you're kind of feeling attracted to or drawn to. I really do feel like for a lot of you, though, this is actually some sort of work or something that you're working on. Because I see the Mother of Wands or the Queen of Wands, and even that Mother of Swords or Queen of Swords, it's like these are two very independent feminine energies. They don't need no man. But I feel like you finally found this joy for you. And even if there is someone else in the picture here, I don't want that to be the focus of your life in July. because I think there's something really beautiful brewing here for you. And it might be taking some time, you might want to make things happen quickly, but savor the sweetness, savor the moment. You don't have to rush a good thing. And those are really all the messages that are coming forward. This was really, really quick. I'm trusting that's just what you needed to hear. I do hope that this video was helpful. Be sure to hit like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments down below what this thing is that's giving you so much passion, what this new beginning is for you, what the situation is that you're leaving behind. It feels really good and empowering. So I'd love to hear about all of that. And again, I do have all of my links down below for those of you who are interested in a personal reading or Reiki session. And I will see you all in the next video. Take care, Pisces.